Hey everybody, Marcus here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, as you can see, this is not a drone, but it is something that a lot of drone users use. It is an action camera. That's how we get a lot of our B-roll, right? So the folks at SJCAM sent me their C400 modular action camera. And just as I said, this is a modular unit. It is got a removable just camera unit, and it's got a battery extension that it plugs into. If you look at it, it looks like a DJI Pocket Cam, but there's no gimbal on it. It does have electronic image stabilization, and it does shoot video in 4K resolution, 30 frames per second. They also sent me some accessories here to go with it as well, so we'll take a look at those. Let's get this thing out of the box. Let's take a look and see what's in the box. And once we do all that, we'll get out in the field. I'll spend a while testing this thing in some various situations. We're kind of in the middle of winter, so it's probably not the best time, most colorful time to be testing an action camera outside. But we're going to do it, and we'll take a look and see how it looks. And yeah, let's quit messing around. Let's get this camera out of the box. Okay, the first thing we want to do is take a quick look at the box here. You can see where it says 3-in-1 action camera. And I think 3-in-1, what they're referring to is you can use this battery extension handle, and you see it also has a display on there that you can turn either portrait or landscape, so that's kind of handy. And then you have the camera itself, which is modular, that you can separate from the handle here. Let's see, a lot of stuff at the bottom here. I'm not going to read all that off to you, but you can see it there. And let's look at the back here, and this shows you everything that's in the box. We're going to see that soon enough, so let's quit messing around. Let's get it out of the box and take a look at it. Oh, I got some accessories to show you here too. They sent me some other stuff. So I got a small little tripod that you can stand it on, which will be handy in certain situations. And this is a magnetic mount that just the camera portion, I believe, plugs into wearable. So it's like the necklace style where you have a magnet and then it will hold it on your chest while you're looking forward. And then they also sent me this, what they call the expansion adapter, and that has got a 1/4-20 on the bottom. And I suspect that is for hooking up to just almost anything that you want to hook the camera up to, whether it's on your bicycle or whatever it may be, tripod even. Okay, we pulled the lid off, and this is what we see. Of course, paperwork. So let's see, looks like we have a product certificate, we have a warranty card, and we have a quick start guide. So that's something I'll definitely take a look at. And here it appears to be the camera itself, and I'm certain that's accessories. Let me pull it all out and we'll take a look at it. Holy cow, do they give you a lot of accessories. The first thing that fell out is some decals. So you got some SJCAM decals. And yeah, these look like a couple of mounts, the GoPro style clip mounts that have 3M adhesive on one side. So you can mount it to put a solid mount on whatever you want, and then you can clip a mount on there. So one of them is curved and one of them is flat. And then let's see what else. Oh yeah, we've got this looks like as you can see there, it's got a little clip on it. So you could clip that on your lapel, on your hat, on your strap, on your backpack or whatever, and mount the camera on there. And there again, that's a GoPro style mount right there. That is going to be used in conjunction with those adhesive mounts that I showed you earlier. And look at that, you got a lanyard. That's handy. That way you won't lose the camera. And you've got another mount here with that GoPro style finger mount there at the bottom in the bag. I'm not pulling everything out of the bag because you guys have seen this stuff before. And then here's a finger mount that I'm sure yeah, it's got a 1/4-20 on there, so that would, I'm sure, screw right into the bottom of the camera, but we'll check that out. And of course the ubiquitous charge cable. I suspect this is a data cable as well. USB-C on this end and USB-A on the other. Couple extra pieces of adhesive in case you want to reuse those other mounts. And this appears to be a cage mount, and it also has a GoPro style finger mount on the back. And this is the one that's going to be important to a lot of people, a waterproof case, so you could go diving with this. I am not sure how far down this is good for, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, if you are into water sports, you can safely use this and not worry about drowning your camera. Then, of course, we always need a cleaning cloth, right? Always handy. Okay, so now we come to the important part, the camera itself. I am looking at the bottom here, and there's that 1/4-20 mount, so that you could mount that finger mount to the bottom of this 1/4-20 here. Okay, let's get the plastic off of this thing and see what there is. So I can see there's a tab right here. Let's just start there. What do you think? Well, maybe that wasn't the right tab, so let's see here. We're going to pull from the side. Yeah, that tab was for later, so it should just slide out. Yeah, it just slides out of the sleeve. So I can see a lot of things here right off the bat. It gives us instructions how to rotate the screen, and which is the record button, and this is the power button. It says you hold it for 5 seconds to turn it on and off. Let's pull that off of there. And let's just try our first rotation here. Yeah, you can just rotate that sideways, and look, it turns it on as well. So let's go back. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to turn it off here. I don't want to start it up just yet. And it's off. But I can see the USB-C port there. That's where you're going to charge it. Now, I am not certain yet if you can upload your pictures and video that's on the camera from that. I doubt it, because it's on the charge handle, so I'm certain that's probably just for charging. But let's see here. Then it gives us instructions on the side here of how to hold both button and pull the camera upwards. So that's to remove the camera from the little charge handle here. So I think we should do what they said. Let's hold both of those down, and yeah, the little camera pulls right out. And the little camera pulls right out, and there is just the C400 camera by itself, pocket camera, and it tells you how to swipe on the screen there when you're trying to get to menus and so forth. We'll definitely want to pull this plastic off the lens cover. Got that done. That wouldn't look very good, would it, if we had that left that on there? So there's the little camera itself. It looks pretty simple. I am looking it over here. This is the first time I've had it out of the box. So I'm sure that's microphone there, and then, or I don't know. Yeah, that's probably microphone. Well, I'm not going to say, because I don't know. You got another hole up here. So one of those is a mic. One of them is probably a speaker. And then you also have a lanyard hole there to put the lanyard into. And as I suspected, there's USB-C on the bottom. So that is where you're going to upload your video from. And of course, this has an internal battery as well, so it can operate independently. And that's how you're going to charge this part of the camera. What I do not, oh yeah, here it is on this side. Here is a, so this may just be a charge port. That USB-C may just be a charge port. I don't know at this point. But we do have a slot there for a micro SD card. So, of course, I'll put a micro SD card in there. You're going to, because this is a 4K camera, you're going to want to put a fairly high-speed card in there. I like SanDisk, U3 probably, or greater card. SanDisk Extreme is what I will likely use. 64 gigabytes usually holds about everything that I need, but I'm sure you could go much higher than that. Probably up to a 256, I suspect. So there's that. And then here is the holder, the handle, I guess, the charge handle. I'm not exactly sure what you'd call it, but there you can see is the USB connection that connects to the camera. So when you put the camera, slide it back in, and then it clicks and it's in there. So you can operate it two ways. facing forward, which I suspect this is how I'll use it 90% of the time, is just like this with this handle and power button and record button right there. So I'm going to charge this thing up fully before we mess around with it too much, but I do want to show you the other accessories that they sent. So they call this an expansion adapter, and I can see it's got a 1/4 on the bottom. Yeah, so they're showing that right there. So you can clip that on there and use it. It's got a I'm going to change what I said. It's got a cold shoe mount on there, so you could mount a light or something like that. Anything that, or a microphone, an external microphone if you wanted to. Or again, here they're showing it mounted on a bicycle, just like I suspected. And then get you a closer look at this. This is, if you mess around with action cameras, you've seen these before. It's a magnetic mount, so that the camera mounts in here, just the modular, the top part of the camera, and then there's a magnet you would wear under your shirt, and this thing sticks to it. And the magnet is connected to the little necklace here, and that gives you a good first-person view. And they also, I'm going to use the heck out of this. They gave us a little tripod, a little 3-leg tripod, and it looks like it's got a little extension on there as well. So thank you to the SJCAM people for sending this along. So what do we need to do now? At this point, there's nothing left to do but to take this thing out in the field and give it a go and see what kind of video quality we get. We'll take some video and we'll take some pictures with it. Maybe we will compare it with some other action cameras. I've got a DJI Action 5 and Action 6, so we might be able to do some side-by-side comparisons. Yeah, let's quit messing around. Let's get this camera out in the field and let's try it out. Hey, okay, we've got the SJCAM C400 out in the field. Let's turn it on. Let's get some vertical footage first. You can see I have the screen set in the vertical format. Now, I could turn it on by simply twisting the screen, but in this case, I'm going to hold the button down. So we'll hold the button down and it should fire up here. So it takes us just a second. You can see it booting up there. Please wait. And there we've got our picture on the screen. I'm going to hit the record button now. And by the way, if you look down in there in the corner, you'll see it says 4K 30 frames per second. And if you look up at the top, you'll see that we have stabilization mode on the top right. So let's hit that record button right now. And yeah, so I see, I was waiting for a beep, and so I didn't hear a beep or anything. But I do see a red light blinking up in the top left. So we'll just walk down the path here, and I'll let you decide what you think of the vertical format and how well the stabilization is working. I do have a camera that I'm wearing to show you all this. I've got the DJI Action 5 around my neck so I can show you what's going on here. And I'm also using the DJI Mic 3 to record audio. So we'll be able to compare audio between both of the all three of the products, the Action 5, the SJCAM C400, and the external mic itself. Now, I see my screen timed out here, so that's a problem. I like to have it on all the time, so I'm sure there's a setting in there that I can change to do that. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to switch the viewfinder here and see if we can switch to landscape mode from portrait. So let's flip that over, and there's portrait mode. So that'll give you an idea of the field of view of the camera, and yeah, just what we can see. Coming up on some doggies here. So I'll just move it around and give you a chance to look at what we see here on the field of view. I can tell you what I see in the viewfinder looks pretty darn good. So we finally got a decent day today. I've been wanting to test this camera for a while. However, the weather has not, it's been gloomy, pretty gloomy. So we finally got a little sun. I don't know if you're going to be able to see off in the distance out there. The mountains are, there's a lot of snow, I guess, on the mountains, which is a good thing. We need that snow. So what I want you to pay attention to here is I'm walking, and again, my screen went blank, so I'm sure there's a way to tell it to leave the screen on rather than time out. So I'll have to I'll have to dig into the menu to figure that out. But anyway, pay attention to the video here and see what you think. So next, let's talk about audio quality. So I'm going to switch to the audio on the SJCAM right now. So what you're hearing right now is audio from the SJCAM. Anybody that watches my channel knows this area here. There's my favorite cell phone tower over there that I'm typically flying a drone around. One of the things I'm looking at the camera here, I wish I could just touch the screen to turn it back on, but I get that swipe up to unlock. So you got to swipe up to get the screen back on. It would be helpful if you could just simply touch it and get it going again, but I'm sure there's a setting in there where you can tell it to leave the screen on all the time. So we'll have to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to my DJI Mic 3, and I'm recording directly to the microphone. So that's what you're hearing on the Mic 3, so you can tell the difference in audio quality. Those of us that vlog and use action cameras like I do, the audio often is just as important as the video that you capture. So next, I am wearing the DJI Action 5 camera on my chest. So I'm going to switch video and audio to it right now. So what you're listening to now is audio off the DJI Action 5. So that'll give you kind of an idea of the difference. Now, you know, in my experience of vlogging on my drone channel, what is often very important is wind noise. So while your camera itself, and we're switching back to the SJCAM video now, while your video itself is, of course, obviously, that's why you have a camera, but the audio, if you're in windy conditions, without some kind of a wind mitigating device, in fact, I'm going to turn the camera around here. You can see on my mic there, I've got a little wind muff on there, and that keeps the wind noise down if you're in windy conditions. So obviously that's very important. Okay, so right now we have the sun at our back, which is perfect for almost any camera. And I'm holding the SJCAM kind of close to me, so you can compare the video with, I'm going to put them side by side, the DJI Action 5, which has a 1/1.3 sensor, and the SJCAM C400 that has a 1/2.8 sensor. So it is a much smaller sensor on the SJCAM, but that doesn't mean that the video is bad, and particularly if you have bright conditions, it works quite well. Now, one of the things that people always knock action cameras over is that they don't do very well in low light. Well, if you want a low light camera, you need to go buy a regular, full featured Canon or Nikon or something like that. These little action cameras are designed for action sports and don't necessarily work that well in low light conditions. Okay, let's switch back to the C400 only, and I'm going to see if I can get behind this school here and see if we can show you there's some colorful playground equipment and so forth. So kind of the problem with testing a camera this time of year, we're in mid-January, is that you just don't have as much sunlight, and obviously there's no leaves on the trees, so you don't get the color that you would otherwise like. So here we go, coming around the corner here, we've got some pretty colorful playground equipment, and this will give you an idea of how the camera handles color. And again, we've kind of got the sun at our back, so it's going to look pretty good. Yeah, so there it is. And in fact, let me give you just a second here. I'm going to put side by side so you can compare them, the DJI Action 5 and the C400. How do they look? How do the colors look? You'll see along with me, see how well you like the color science on the SJCAM C400. Shut up here for a second so you can just kind of focus on the images. Nice to have a little bit of color. And this time of year, well, in fact, I'm going to turn around a little bit. You know, we're facing into the sun now, so that'll give you an idea of the dynamic range. But it's still pretty gloomy. Yeah, can't wait for spring. Hey, okay, the C400 has another really cool trick that I want to show you. But first, let's show you how to turn it on without using the power button here. If I simply spin the display, it automatically turns on the camera. And you'll see it takes it a second to boot up here, and it will boot up. And I am kind of sitting here with the sun at our back, so that display might be kind of washed out to you because the sun is shining directly on there. But let's go ahead and, the other thing I wanted to say is I did figure out how to change the display to have it on for longer. You can't turn it on just, well, I'm going to click on the little, in the bottom right, there's a little gear icon there that will take us into settings. And you can see language, date, and time. Well, maybe you can't see. I'll get it closer to the camera. I don't know if that'll be focused on the action camera, but hopefully you can see that. And I'm going to kind of shade it a little bit. That might be better. But you can see all the options there. Auto power off, which if you don't use it, obviously it's going to power off 3 minutes. I think that's probably good. And image rotation off. So maybe when I thought I was shooting, so when I thought I was shooting, oh no, okay. Yeah, I'm going to click that off again because maybe I don't understand what that does. So I'm just going to leave that alone. How about that? Let's go back to the menu here. So my concern is that maybe when I thought I was shooting in vertical, I was not. But in any case, maybe that's so that if you turn the camera upside down, I don't know. Indicator light, so you can turn the lights off. Prompt tone is on, although I didn't hear anything when we started recording. Voice broadcast, I'm not sure what that is, but the screensaver is what I wanted to show you here. So that's how long the display stays on. And you've got either off, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. And I don't know if you can see that, but I have 5 minutes checked. So that's as long as we're going to get on keeping the screen on. I suppose, and I assume it resets it every time you touch the screen. But that's kind of important for me. I can tell you on my other action cameras, I have the displays, both front and rear, set to stay on all the time. Okay, so another trick that I wanted to show you is how you can use the handle here, the battery handle, as a remote for the camera itself. So in other words, we can remove this main camera part from the handle. So you just simply squeeze these two tabs right down here and it'll pull off. And I should be able to set this, they say up to 8 meters away, so we're going to test that right now. I'm going to set this over here on the next picnic table, and I see somebody left a soda pop can or something there, so maybe we can kind of focus on that. So I'm setting that camera right there, and as you can see, I have still have the video on the main screen here. Now, whoops, it says please wait. So maybe I got too far away, right? It says 8 meters, but maybe not so much. So maybe I'm going to get a little closer. Please wait, it's saying. Unplug. Yeah, press and hold both keys for more. Let's see, no connection. Oh no, looks like we got it back. So we're good. So there is limitations, I guess, as to how far away you can be. So I'm going to sit kind of next to it a little bit closer so you can see where the camera is sitting there. And here's the remote. And I should be able to just hit the record button here and start recording. And it did. So you guys are seeing a recording that I started with the handle here. Now I can see where that would come in handy for selfie situations. You're vlogging and you want to get in front of the camera and you want to be able to stop and start video. You can do that. And you know, I'm looking at the display right now. Well, you guys maybe could see that on the Action 5 camera, but it was pretty, there was not a lot of lag. It was pretty instant, so that's a good thing. All right, so let's try something else. I want to take some pictures so I can show you some pictures, just photographs with this. So I'm going to take a couple of photographs and we'll put them in there right now, and then I'll see you on the other side. Hey, okay, so I've got the, we're going to do this conclusion on the SJCAM. I'm holding it in front of me. I didn't bring a tripod with me, so I'm kind of having to hold it at a little bit of an angle. And you're going to see me looking down because I'm reading off my iPhone here because I want to get a lot of these features correct. So they're saying a 154-degree wide-angle view, so that's, you know, pretty good. That's most action cameras, that's about what they are. The aperture is a 2.0, so that is kind of a fairly wide aperture and lets in a lot of light. 6-axis image stabilization, so electronic image stabilization. So you saw that earlier, so hopefully, well, you guys have seen the video before me, so hopefully that'll be good. Now, one of the best features, 7-hour all-day recording with the handle here, and I'm going to show you the picture of the handle right now from the from my DJI Action camera. This is a handy little device. It's all the battery power you need for a day, which is a downside of some of the cameras like this. It says it has 5G Wi-Fi, so that allows for transferring. So if you wanted to transfer to your phone, you could do that. I can tell you, I tried out the app at home, the SJCAM app, and it works, but there was a lot of lag in it. So while you could use it, it would mostly be for setting up a shot. Real time, there was a fair amount of lag as you move the camera. So, they're saying this is a good vlogger camera, and I'd have to agree, because being able to flip it around both ways and having that battery power and having the handle, just quite frankly, just the handle to hang on to is a big deal. You guys will have been able to compare the video quality with the Action 5. Let's talk about price a little bit. I looked at this online. In fact, I'm looking at it. In fact, I'm going to take it to the top to make sure I don't misspeak. This camera right now on Amazon is $235.99. Now, this Action 5 is $289 on Amazon right now. So they're fairly close price-wise. So there's definitely pluses and minuses. Obviously, you're going to get the battery power with the SJCAM C400. However, it does have a much smaller sensor, and that's worth mentioning. Now, you will have already been able to see the comparison of the color science and how well you think the video looked. This the SJCAM C400 will shoot in 4K 30 frames per second, and I will say the DJI Action Cam will go up to 60 frames per second. I'm talking about in 4K. I always shoot in 4K, so that's kind of what I'm focused on. But at any rate, I guess that's about it. I am not a camera reviewer, so this is not as a professional review as you might see from some other YouTube camera channels. But I want to thank the people at SJCAM for sending this to me and the opportunity to review it. And yeah, I guess that's about it. This is Marcus with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And most of all, I do appreciate that you took the time to watch this video today. And of course, we will see you on the next one. Bye now.